In central Kentucky, authorities are issuing urgent warnings as the effects from a deadly winter storm earlier this month persist. In recent days, collapsing riverbanks are challenging the ongoing devastation. The storm, which caused catastrophic flooding, has claimed over 20 lives in Kentucky, contributing to a rising death toll across multiple states. Joining me now is Franklin County Judge and Executive Michael Mueller. Judge Mueller, thank you so much for joining us here on Fox Weather. Been about 2 weeks since this flooding. Share with us how things are looking right now, especially in your community in relation to the flooding and more particularly the concern of erosion of the riverbanks.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you for having me. I just want to say, first and foremost, I am very thankful for our emergency management, for our Franklin County Road Department, and we are lucky that we have not had any fatalities. I know Eastern and Southern Kentucky have really struggled with these, but we've been very fortunate. So now what we're seeing is the riverbanks are drying out. The river went down so quickly. I think it dropped 20 feet in 48 hours. So what we're starting to see now is riverbanks that are giving way. And that's where the danger is coming in, because people think because the sun's out, we're out of any danger. But in the last couple, 2, 3, 4 days, we've had, I think, 3 major river slides. I was just down surveying one before I came on camera, and it's eroding a whole road that's going to be closed for a long time until we can get it repaired. So I just urge people to be very, very safe. Especially ones that want to get out and see what's going on. There's still a lot of danger out there.
I think that's something that a lot of people don't think of, right? The flooding comes first, and you see that risk. Now the sun is out, and 20 feet in 48 hours, that's an impressive, recession. And then the erosion that you're right comes after that because of how unstable everything is. What are some of the measures that are being taken to protect maybe people's property and some of the businesses that could be along these riverbanks?
So I think that's a great question. So one of the things our local planning and zoning is doing is they're working with emergency management, because what they're really worried about now is any homes that are close to the river. If they have a deck or something like that, it could potentially get sucked down. So I know we did our planning and zoning had some extensive training the other day. They're going out into the community, any homes, businesses near or along the river. They're inspecting to make sure that, everyone's safe. I think at this point, that's really what we're concerned about. So I'm very thankful for the staff here at Franklin County. And like I said earlier, emergency management, our road department's done a great job of clearing the roads. I think we had up to 6 inches of mud on a lot of our roads. So you can imagine they, were not be able to be traveled upon. So, but even as recent as yesterday, we had a couple cars that went around the barricades and got stuck in mud. And so, we just urge people to stay at home, watch the news, and let us keep them informed instead of getting out and trying to, survey it themselves.
Of course, those barriers are there for a reason. Judge, while I've got you, this was a really tough loss for Kentucky, 20 lives lost. This was, a scenario in which we saw the flooding concerns, and unfortunately it comes to fruition. What are some of the long-term recovery efforts that are being planned for your area and across the county?
So, I think, unfortunately, a lot of the deaths came to, people that thought they could cross, water that was on the roads already and things like that. And I think the governor and, Team Kentucky did a great job. So we had some instances where people just didn't want to leave their homes. And they said they were going to stay and they were going to be fine. And then on Friday night, we get a call that, they have no water, they have no electric. The fire department did a great job. They had to go in and take materials to them. So, I think the more we can educate the public, we knew the storm was coming. Franklin County is pretty good about knowing, how the river and Elkhorn Creek act. So it's just getting to the people, especially if they're new to the area, maybe bought a house along the river or along the creek, just to educate that, these storms are serious and it can cause, have fatal consequences if, they're taken lightly upon.
Of course, knowledge is power, and I know that's your goal, is to communicate with those around you to make sure that they're staying safe and they know the risks. So we appreciate you coming on to Fox Weather, continuing to highlight Franklin County and in Kentucky as a whole, because this has been a really tough stretch for the last couple of weeks. Appreciate your time. That's Franklin County Judge and Executive Michael Mueller.